Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're having a fabulous day today. And well, you read the title, right? Giving away this wet belt sander. Now, if you're not familiar, the Highland Park buyer beware video did really well. And it did really well for a couple of reasons. A ton of you left comments with the problems that you've had with that company, including people have emailed me. I've gotten messages on Facebook Messenger and Instagram. And the great thing is the comments down below here, Zeke, who's an employee over there at Highland Park, has been reaching out to you guys and trying to solve your problems, which is fabulous to hear that, you know, they are trying to take care of you guys. A couple of things that has happened since then is a number of people pointed out that I got this for free, which I definitely did get this thing for free like 3 years ago. And when I got it, it had a number of problems. There's a number of like fundamental design flaws with this machine, and I fixed just about all of them. We'll talk about that. But John Rowland, the CEO of Highland Park Lapidary, made a very extensive, long post on Facebook. And, you know, we can do a systematic timeline breakdown because he has like a timeline where he's like basically trying to make it seem like I'm unreasonable. He also said that I made somebody cry, which, you know, that maybe asking for your money back and wanting the shipping label that you asked for back, yeah, made somebody cry. That's cool. But let's focus on, I just want to focus on one thing that he said here. He said, yeah, about the worst belt sander ever designed, and I'm going to stand by that, and we'll talk about that. Then he should be happy to get it out of his shop. Anyone who wants it should contact him and tell him that I said you can have it. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so I live in Southwest Utah, and we are going to be giving this guy away. You have to leave a comment so I know that you're even interested. Otherwise, how would I know? You have to be able to meet up with me in person, and I want to take like a short video of me, like, you know, passing it off to you so that there's proof that I actually did give it away. And if you don't live in Southwest Utah, since John is okay giving away things that he previously gave to somebody else, he is going to pay for the crating service and the shipping to you, so you can get a hold of John Rowland and he will pay for that. I don't know if you have good rock, so I'm going to throw in 10 pounds of Highland Park Idaho Sunset Jasper for you, donated by John himself. I paid for all of these belts for this machine, which I'm going to be personally throwing in. I'm also going to be throwing in the flat platen that I paid for this machine, and I'm going to talk to you about my design changes that make this great, and you'll know that you're getting a functioning machine because it was personally gone over by me and not Highland Park. Well, if you've never seen one of these before, we have these big sanding belts, and you flip the lid just like that. This guy goes on, you pull this handle down, whoop, just like that, and now you have, well, you have a machine that you can polish rock on. There's a couple of problems that I remedied. Typically, you know, it has one dripper, and if you actually turn up the water on the single dripper enough to wet the whole entire belt, which obviously you got to wet the whole entire belt, it will spray water everywhere. You will get like a big, you know, oh my gosh, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. A woman said, you don't need a shower, you can just own a Highland Park machine. And, you know, they are definitely wet guys. So I replaced the single dripper that was missing when I received it with a double water dripper up here at the top. Obviously, I'm not giving you my water system. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. I just capped their initial threaded hole. So now you get 2 beads of water coming down the wheel, which is a much better design, but you still have the issue of, well, water likes to get everywhere because you can see, well, the tray is so shallow down here. It is so shallow that water just kind of becomes a giant wet mess just about everywhere. Now maybe you're fine having everything be like a wet, watery mess. I am not. So I designed this little tray that I bent up and, I fabricated it. And this goes in here like this with some wing nuts. Okay, some wing nuts. And now it's tight. Now you have this tray that kind of extends out beyond the base of the machine, and all of the water that gets on your hand just drips down. Okay, that is a very nice thing to have. The machine, as I got it, had a ton of belt slap. So much belt slap that I actually took the belt guard off because it was just like slapping in there like a machine gun going off, because there's like little to no like gap between the inside of this housing on the belt and the actual belt. So took that off so that it's a lot quieter. This nice and tuned. Everything as I received it was loose and misadjusted in just about every way that something could be loose and misadjusted. So everything is finely tuned to run perfectly with this guy. However, this guy moves way too fast. 10 out of 10, I do not recommend. This, even if you take this off, there's pulleys under here and you can change the belts, which that is also nearly impossible to do with the belt cover on. This thing still spins way too fast. Very, very fast, as opposed to spinning slower is ideal. I get that, you're trying to combine things, and that's not gonna work. Yeah, overall, what you're entering for here is a finely tuned, well thought out, modified machine. It is the 14th of January today. The random comment will be picked on January 22nd, giving you guys plenty of time. Like I said, if you live in southern Utah, I am personally handing this off to you. The rack, well, I'm not exactly sure there. That's going to be between John Rowland, the CEO of Highland Park Lapidary, and yourself to work out, since you're not in contact. However, when it comes to the shipping of this, if you do not live anywhere near southern Utah and you don't want to make the trip, which is understandable, that is going to be between you and John Rowland. You guys are going to have to figure out how to get this thing crated up and shipped on out to you. That is landing on his doorstep, not mine, based upon his comment. So keep that in mind if you don't live anywhere near southern Utah. And I think that about covers it. Hopefully this machine will be going to a good home, and I will catch you in the next video.